Hello, my name is Jeff, and this is the Porsche 911 Turbo S, and it doesn't get the respect it deserves. Oftentimes you'll hear more about the GT cars or the 911T, and while those cars are great in their own right, if you want pure speed and performance, well, the 911 Turbo S is the fastest 911 that money can buy. I mean, this thing does 0 to 60 in just 2.6 seconds, according to Porsche, and independent testers like Car and Driver have quoted the car even faster, and it has a top speed of over 200 miles per hour. Now, if I've just sold you on the 911 Turbo S, I have great news, as this highly optioned racing yellow example with just 4,400 original miles is for sale. It's heading up for auction on Bring a Trailer, where it will be selling with no reserve as offered from Cascio Motors. And in this video, I'll take you through the exterior, the interior, the powertrain, and of course, we'll take it for a drive. So getting right into it, this particular car is a 2021 Porsche 911 Turbo S Cabriolet. And if you're not familiar, Cabriolet is, of course, Porsche speak for convertible. So we have this black power retractable soft top here that can be raised or lowered quickly at the touch of a button. And you'd be surprised at just how much noise and wind that this can actually keep out as well when it's up, or leave it down and enjoy the open top experience. Now that black top is, of course, complemented by this beautiful racing yellow exterior color, which really pops. And those of you wise in the ways of Porsche may have already noticed that there are quite a bit of exterior options here that really make the car stand out. And this is a fairly high optioned car as it sits. So let's get right into it. Starting with the front here, we have the 911 Turbo S Active Aero. So we have this front spoiler here at the bottom, which is even labeled 911 Turbo S, and that matches the rear aero that we'll point out as we get there. Porsche Crest LED lighting. We have some cameras in the front as well. Lots of cooling options, including these vents, which can adjust depending on what the car needs. We have the Porsche LED Matrix lighting system here. That's the X-Sight lenses as well. And then as we come to the side of the car, there's some stuff that you won't notice just by looking at it. This car actually features the PASM Sport suspension, which actually lowers the regular ride height of the car by about 10 millimeters. We also have the Power Steering System Plus, and we have the front nose lift, which works to physically raise the front nose of the car in case you have a steep incline or something like that that could possibly damage the front of the car, and that helps to protect this car, and all of that can be quickly raised or lowered with the touch of a button and driven up to a limited speed. Moving on to the rest of it, if we take a look at the wheels here, we have these cool 5 twin spoke wheels that of course are center lock wheels with a racing yellow body color matched cap. We have carbon ceramic brakes behind that, and you can see these Porsche yellow calipers, which tell the world these are in fact carbon ceramic brakes. The filler for the gas tanks on this side. The mirrors themselves feature body color components now, in addition to some more cameras. We have a keyless entry system for the 2 keys that will be included in the sale. We have the iconic side intakes, which is exclusive to the turbo models to get more air into that flat 6 engine, and those have also been finished in body color as an additional option. More of those wheels here in the back. And as we come to the back, you can see the spoiler is currently in the up position. This is the active spoiler, which sits flush down normally, but of course can be manually raised or lowered just along with the front, or you can leave it up to the car to determine and raise and lower based on speed. Over here, we have the very, very cool LED taillights, Porsche body color 911 Turbo S badging, and we even have the black sport exhaust system. And this is the sport exhaust that can be adjusted and changed for the volume as well with the rest of the car. And you can see the interior complements it, but we'll focus more on that in a sec. But the exterior is a very, very cool combo with lots of options that really makes the car pop. Moving on to the interior, if we open up the door here, there's tons of options in here. This car features a black leather interior, but as you can see from looking at it, there are lots of racing yellow or body color matching components here on the inside, which is also very heavily optioned. I mean, just look at the door cards, obviously in black, but with deviated racing yellow stitching, racing yellow painted accents. We have the memory seating options, the Bose sound system, power adjustments for the windows and mirrors. We have the illuminated carbon fiber door sill here, 911 Turbo S. We even get the puddle lights in this car. And taking a look at the rest of it, look at this. I mean, it's just stunning the way everything matches, which is great for when the top is down. Here we have the leather Porsche Sport seats, which are heavily bolstered here, both on the sides and in the thigh area as well. These are heated and optioned to be ventilated as well. Power adjustable, Porsche crest in it, deviated yellow stitching throughout. Here in the back, we even have the body color color or racing yellow matched back parts, which is very, very neat. And then moving on to the front here, you can see there's all sorts of extra racing yellow, including the additional leather options like the steering column here, which features the deviated stitching as well, the steering wheel, through into the center, and the Turbo S even here on the center console with the back seats matching, and these beautiful racing yellow seat belts. Now let's actually climb into the car so we can see everything that's going on, and we'll go ahead and start it up as well. Left-hand ignition, which owes its days to the Porsche Le Mans start, and the car roars to life. So very, very cool details in here. Obviously, one of the coolest things in my opinion is the fact that we have the racing yellow tack here in the center for the Turbo S, and we have the Sport Chrono components up here also in racing yellow. You can see that the AC vents, along with these other cool fascias, these inlays, are all in racing yellow with lots of deviated stitching options. Now getting into some of the details, we do have our, of course, steering wheel right in front of us, which has lots of adjustments and modes. So you even have your, let's say, call it a jack of all trades button that can be adjusted here. You have your digital display with a physical tack front and center. Again, 4,400 original miles on this car. Your light adjustments are on the left side. Cruise control, paddle shifters for manually shifting the car, though you can easily shift it here with that automatic transmission. And of course, should you put the car into reverse, you also have all of those cameras, including the top-down options that make it quite easy to drive this car. Moving on to the other options, you have the various amount of drive modes, which includes wet, normal, sport, sport plus, and an individual mode, which can be customized. And some of those modes, as you see there, will actually extend the active arrow as needed. Moving on to the center here, we have the digital infotainment system, which features a variety of functionality. Most notably, you have your navigation and media controls with smartphone integration, your call controls, but the coolest part perhaps is the car adjustment. So from here, you can actually adjust the exhaust system, though there is a physical button here as well, and you can even raise and lower the spoiler from here. So as you can see there, it's currently extending our active arrow for the car. You have your various drive modes that are all available here, various control, trip, and chrono settings as well, which the chrono being more so focused for track use. In the climate control section here, you can see we can control the way everything is focused here, and we even have the ionizer in this car for improved air quality. Down below that, we have some physical toggle switches here that are always cool. We have the front axle adjust that I mentioned earlier to raise the front nose, the exhaust, hazards, traction control, and of course the suspension adjustments depending on what your sporting needs require. We have our vents down below here, and you may have noticed the controls here for our dual zone climate control, meaning the driver and passenger can adjust their temperatures accordingly and separately from each other, or you can sync it up. Below that, we have the shifter for our automatic transmission. We have the lowering and raising top controls for that power retractable top, heated and ventilated seats for both the driver and passenger, the cup holder here, our electronic parking brake, and of course we have our center console with the back seat behind us. Over here on the passenger side, we of course have our glove box, which is handy with the original window sticker, and you have your additional cup holder, which can pop out and be functional. This is a very good looking interior that of course is very driver centric, but has plenty of luxuries to make this car not only just very, very fast, but also very, very comfortable. And you can see here, it still retains things like the lights, some of the SOS controls, and even the functionality with our rear view mirror. So very nice interior on this car, it really pops. So next, let's go ahead and talk about the powertrain, because after all, if this car is about performance and speed, we better know what's running this vehicle, right? So essentially what you have here is a twin turbocharged 3.8 liter flat six in true Porsche fashion. And that engine's good for 640 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. It's then paired with an 8-speed dual clutch automatic transmission here in the Turbo S, and that sends power to all four wheels. Yes, the Turbo S is all-wheel drive, which helps to give it those incredibly quick and fast power figures. This car weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of around 3,700 pounds, but it will do 0 to 60 in just 2.6 seconds, a quarter mile in 10.5 seconds, with a top speed of 205 miles per hour. The craziest part about that is when tested by independent testers like Car and Driver, they actually got the car to be faster than what Porsche rated the car at, including the fastest figure Car and Driver ever reported, 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. That is faster than some cars classified as hypercars. This car is seriously fast. That 0 to 60 times impressive, but also being able to go over 200 miles per hour. In fact, the current GT3 RS goes about 185 top speed-wise. So this car will obliterate those in basic straight line, but also just general performance. If you have a high-speed track, for example, this car will be faster in a lot of those high-speed sections, and you can make up a lot of time. Plus, as I mentioned earlier, the fact that this car makes no compromises in terms of its overall driving capabilities is incredibly impressive. As far as driving goes, it's a Porsche, and obviously even that dual clutch automatic transmission just shifts correctly. It shifts lightning fast, which makes for a great driving experience. I mean, you really can't ask for a better experience than that. And I mean, when you want to get on it, this car is seriously fast. And I mean, with the low miles on this car too, you're essentially getting what is a brand new Porsche 911 Turbo S. And it's in phenomenal condition with lots of really cool, unique options on this car. The steering feels great too, you know. There's a lot to be said when it comes to driving a Porsche 911, and this has all of that. But being the Turbo S means it is the fastest Porsche 911 that you can buy, which is incredibly impressive. These cars, in my opinion, are slept on, and they are great cars to drive. They're incredibly fast, and they're sure to put a smile on your face, which is why you'll definitely want to consider picking up this car as a unique example as well. So there you have it. That is a quick look at this highly optioned racing yellow Porsche 911 Turbo S with just 4,400 original miles. A car that I feel is incredibly underrated. I mean, this is the fastest 911 that money can buy, and it doesn't make any compromises. You have all the luxury you could possibly ask for in these cars, meaning you could take it grand touring, you could take it on road trips, you could take it on rallies, you could take it on the track, whatever you want to do with it. This car is up to the challenge, and it'll be one of the fastest cars out there, period, which is incredibly impressive. And this one's for sale. So if I sold you on the 911 Turbo S, this one is heading up for auction on Bring a Trailer, where it will be selling with no reserve as offered from Cascio Motors. With that, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it and could leave me a thumbs up, really appreciate it. Consider getting subscribed for more content like this in the future. And of course, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.